Right, Fambulem, I bring warm greetings to from the TNN TV media empire, where they broadcast live on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. Today, now the 4th of April, Monday, 2022. And me, where they talk this evening, just for introduce the repeated program, and be named Prince Emil Kroman. Family, just a quick one before we go to the repeat. And if fine for let we listen to every word being said. Let's keep an open mind. Of course, the man who is the guest is a member of the All People's Congress, but something you can find for separate the goats them from the sheep them, the myth from the truth, fact from fiction, reality from unreality. So just for you now an update, there are many programs coming. Very importantly, there's a program coming up on Alpha Khan, the disingenuous politician. And why we say disingenuous, the sly, cunning politician. We think say he's very, very clever. Of course, not forget, because most people then will say, and I do agree with that, that he absolutely gets a right for joining a party of his choice. And after all, somersaulting is allowed. And party changing for change, party crossover, carpet crossing. Nothing way is as old as politics itself, and it is allowed. The thing we try for analyze about Inyom, now how it was caught going on the other side against the Inyom party, and still they try for play clever, say it didn't the party. This is what we will analyze. And we will not forget the midterm census will also be analyzed, and because we expect the result for come out soon, despite a very botch midterm census, where a number of people, millions of people were not counted, and not get no credibility at all, but yet the results will be announced. And we want to say why Paupa they want to announce this result and what it mean and how they intend for use how His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Marabio intend for use this result. And there's a lot of programs coming on, but today we want to go to a repeated broadcast where now a massive interview, an interview which went viral on social media, with Supermed hold with Bakarr Daramy. Ladies and gentlemen, please share this video and let we hear it from we guest. We don't get technical problems, so please do not forgive we. As we try for connect una to the video itself. So there is been a technical problem. We encountered this problem for quite a while. And especially with this particular video, I really don't know why, but let's see what happens today. And we'll reformat them anyway, but let's see what happens. Here is it. I hope we'll be able to listen.
They do a thorough research for bring up authentic information to we about them particular issues here. So, Mr. Bakarr Daramy, they can explain to we why, what they actually happen with this fuel crisis so in our country, with the water crisis so we get, then also the blackouts whether engulf Freetown. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now begin share the program so that plenty Sierra Leoneans them go can read live and direct from Mr. Bakarr Daramy. And I promise now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to be disappointed. Mr. Bakarr Daramy is a very eloquent speaker. We know about the issues then. What's in the happen in our country? Some of them they are all talk about in the social media. We got plenty confusion, plenty arguments. Why make this happen? Why this not happen? We know say right now a crisis then at the world where the barrel of crude oil, the futures market, I think now about the latest stock market say about $110 per barrel. So we know suddenly affect the fuel business worldwide. But Mr. Bakarr Daramy can tell we can give you thorough information in relation to this fuel crisis. He also can talk to we about the water crisis. I don't know if I don't see lately videos them, pictures them of Pikine they go tin up a gutter. Then they bust them pipe, forget water. And this is a very serious problem. Now, don't forget, so we country when I Sierra Leone, when they say rain season, rain they can't in type no day. So why make just middle of the dry season, water pass people and go and then gutter, forget water? What about the blackout? Apparently, they say the sheep, the Turkish sheep, where they provide for light in Freetown, get some technical problem. So all of these things, why make it happen? What in government supposed for do? What in government not supposed for do? What in we LEONEANS are supposed for do? What we not supposed for do? We get the right guests today at the house. We can dissect them points. We can make we understand them points there thoroughly. And that now no other person other than Mr. Bakarr Daramy. And it's on, ladies and gentlemen, we'll not continue for share because we're not going to be disappointed. Mr. Bakarr Daramy, a very eloquent speaker, where it's really detailed and in research them of what's happening. It do a thorough comparative analysis from the previous administration to this current administration, and even administration before that. Like what I'm not going to be disappointed. Mr. Bakarr Daramy go deal with tweets on the platform. And again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hub of the conversation, the then and now media empire. Me now host and presenter Mohamed Kamaya, popularly known as Superman. And today, na Tuesday, the 22nd of March, 2022, we are there at the right place, the right platform, the platform where they bring can the key stakeholders in na society and all the relevant discussion them about what they happen in our country. And this is very important, ladies and gentlemen, because what in the country, now me and you responsible. Now me and you able shift we country go forward. Now me and you the responsibility now we earn. Nobody not go make salon for we other than we the LEONEANS. Now we go for make we country for we self. So do you have not take that responsibility there seriously? Because tomorrow we picking them, we can picking them, we generation them yet unborn. Go question say, but what do forefathers and do for move this country forward? We say go no say yes, one way or the other, we contribute. Even by the conversation or the also a part of the contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome Mr. Mohamed Ture, Matabangua, Edis Ture, and so many other people who don't join on the platform. Welcome to the then and now media empire, the home of the conversation. Yeah, would they get the relevant guests them for talk about important issues them? With the old people of the government accountable? What do not even tolerate? Now the conversation say, oh, when then government will be there, na say me do. No. We want to talk for a year now, because that is very important. What it don't pass, it don't pass. When new administration come in, must not say maybe the people don't be glad with the previous administration. Now it make them bring the new administration in. So the new administration and then right and responsibility for make sure so they do the correct thing for the people of Sierra Leone. And they ask the critical question into government. Because according to this, lately we'll get a speech where the president say, or this administration say, in terms of the manifesto, they don't almost complete them. Then the question is, in the manifesto, they not be saying they will provide water now the one whole country. If they don't complete the manifesto, how comes people and then go to them? They go bust pipe in the morning. You see people they go to line 4 o'clock morning for water, drinking water. This is a very serious issue. Ladies and gentlemen, and that's what they ask. It's not about, I don't like this party A, party B, party C, party D. No, we all are Sierra Leoneans. For me, I go to and say, I like all Salon people. I believe Sierra Leoneans will not all na me family. Because we not one way or the other, we are all interrelated. So for say, oh, I don't like Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. No, that is not the case at all. But we get for all people them in governance accountable. We get for all them responsible. Because what in do, if we not do that, now me and you they suffer. Now generation and yet unborn will suffer. So we have to do this thing for the good of the country, for the good of the nation, ladies and gentlemen. And it's very important that we all learn conversation here so peacefully in a civilized manner. We peacefully agree for disagree. But when we talk about them points, I don't bring any issue there. So for let we all see them. Let we ask the relevant question. How comes in the 21st century today, for even drinking water, a country before say we get water we get so many rivers then. Yes, don't forget about the water. Obviously, but so many rivers there surround we. When they say rain season, rain they can't say all Bokusai the flood. Why make we able get proper reservoir them? For make sure so we store that water there, dry season we will use that for people. So these are all relevant questions them what we supposed for ask. It is not about party sentiment. It don't matter if na NGC day, na APC day, na C4C, na SLPP. It doesn't matter. What it matter na the welfare of me and you. And according to the opening chapters of the Constitution, say the primary purpose and responsibility of any government in Salon now for look after the peace, security, and welfare of the people of Sierra Leone. How do a government look after our welfare when water, ordinary pump water, drinking water, it don't become like saying a gold? People again for gap 5 o'clock morning for gold and then bus pipeline. They see picking in the line for get water no more. That is really sad. And we go for talk like so. We need to talk because of malice. We need to talk because of no like nobody. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you again, say today we get Mr. Bakarr Daramy. Mr. Bakarr Daramy, a very thorough somebody in research. And they can explain to you why we get this water crisis, this fuel crisis, this light crisis. Because they quite tell them somebody will do a thorough comparative analysis. So we're not going to be disappointed. We're not just continue for share. Now we get plenty people them who can hear live and direct from Mr. Bakarr Daramy. As I say, I don't hear the gentleman who don't host us several times. It's very eloquent and you know the issues them in detail. We can hear from him why this they happen. Now the 21st century, now we don't see it in free time. You see people now don't they sleep because this now the middle of the dry season, the place hot, lights no day. And I'm not the one saying this. Even we report how they report on a free town there, Mr. Umar Fofana can report na BBC. He says he home for doing work, saying able doing work. Lights no day, fear no day. For say when you get a generator, you go light generator. People they send people in from Eastern, then they work up, but then they go work at go Western. Then they will get fuel. Even people want buy fuel at the black market. 2 days ago, somebody called me. We just traveled from the diaspora where they free tongue. Say, you not go believe from this morning we able to come out. We don't send the bobo. We don't even want to pay up to 20,000 self. Even though when they condone that one day, they said just because he needed fear so badly, fear not there. But again, before we move to the fear, what about the water? Now the city. People they go and bust pipe there for look for water. And then gutter them there. You know, this is really sad. Can't go before so they say in season. Render the for dollar craze. And these are the things that we talk about on this platform. We need to talk them out of malice for so not like somebody, we not like that. You know? No. We they talk for the interest of the country. We they talk for the interest of the people. So, ladies and gentlemen, I make today we'll get somebody like Mr. Bakarr Daramy. Mr. Bakarr Daramy, one of the Sierra Leoneans, the way before say, we believe say they in the know. And they do a thorough research. Bring up the information out so we for remind we waiting me there yesterday, waiting there today. So now we make the judgment, now we analyze an issue there. So it is very important, ladies and gentlemen. for what we do. Because the situation where we can't get like today, and it's not easy at all. People then they suffer. And again, don't forget about the inflation. Where we not say yes, there is a global crisis going on. We know all that one day. But trust me, waiting a good government they do, then they put mechanism in place for cushioning the impact of this commodity problem for the citizens. Then they make sure that the citizens, at least they take some of the pain of the citizens. Then. Don't forget, so the minimum wage that we country, I think, about 600,000. People then they work, but then absolute poverty. Where be say, even for many cook na the house, we not there for cook money, not there. And these people, the people that they work. What about the people who they work now? Because work them back no day. And that is very important, ladies and gentlemen. And again, welcome to the platform, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Den and Now Media Empire, the orb of the conversation. You guys are all welcome to this platform. This platform will make them a point of duty. We say who so they contribute and will really and nothing for moving country forward by bringing people in, key stakeholders in society, ask them the relevant question about what thing they happen in our country. Why didn't they happen in our country? Why me and you, why would they suffer so much? Maybe me and you be better safe. Because maybe we go with daily living. But what about the other people? If you go, now so many places in Freetown, you see small picking and then a street. Because waiting, them parents is able to feed them again. Just imagine. Young girl picking and then a street. Because of absolute poverty. They've been abused. Because of absolute poverty. Nobody know there for look after them and the family. Now they get for go out, go find whatever they will get for it. So that would know why people they talk them kind of here. We're really emotionally attached. We're really emotionally attached. It is not about say I hate that party there, I hate some people and there, I hate this. No. It is about the country, the people there. And this is important, ladies and gentlemen. I want to remind you and say, today on the platform, will they get Mr. Bakarr Daramy? We go join me anytime soon. If they particular with they come, so also the coverage bad, but it don't reach us very soon. And in fact, it didn't out to be already. So I don't want to delay any longer. Family, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of this platform, I want to say again, we welcome to Mr. Bakarr Daramy. Mr. Bakarr Daramy, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Supermed. Thank you very much to the listeners and viewers, and thank you very much. And I tell thank you to the time we people in the youth for can listen to we and make we all discuss and get a very healthy program.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bakarr Daramy. And again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bakarr Daramy, one of the LEONEANS, them way, like what we be telling earlier no more. And let they just do something, talk normal, like how some of you can just talk. If they do a thorough research, proper comparative analysis. Now, some of them don't work in different government departments, so he get the experience, he get the knowledge about the issue there also. So today, we're very much privileged for getting them on the platform, and we're so grateful when they take time off in busy schedule for can explain to we what's in the happen in our country right now. So, Mr. Bakarr Daramy, because of time, you want to go directly to this interview. We get water crisis right on our feet, because they see the video them. The fuel crisis, where people the fuel don't go up, but not for that, say the shortage of fuel. And also the blackouts in the city. What it make you feel say here all they happen right now, so na Sierra Leone, on top of the already economic hardship where we the people they suffer.
Well, now three important things you bring comes to the fore. First of all, you talk about fuel, you talk about light, and we talk about water. I think the make a start off first with the water problem where we get na freedom and we get them. The water problem it don't be for years, but within Guma Valley they do over the years. First of all, one you get to time and they call the catchment areas. Where the areas and then are they thick and they grow, now they them for protect for make where the water come down at the soil. I mean during rainy season and all. Then thick and they continue for hold the water. They release them slowly into the water passages them. Then so that way they make the water at the dam they stay for longer period. And at the end of the day, the other things there again where can happen is that then catchment areas and they if you not protect them, you they get a lot of problem, which means as the water they come where they fall down at the ground, they just they slide straight through going at the water catchment areas them. So after the rain stop for calm, after the rain stop in October, by November, December, no more water no they be released to the dams them again to the water passages them. So the wilding at the dam they dry. What you not bring about this? You know, people in say Guma Valley where they make them, they make Guma Valley for serve about 300 to 500 people, but now Guma Valley they serve up to 1.5 million to 2,000 people, which is absolutely correct. Another question there. But we get means and measures the way we can use wherein we can make do with what we get for make we be responsible, able for pushing some of the situations here. Presently, when you go around the Bobo area, Usai Guma Dam Day and my 13, if you see the amount of depletion where don't happen within the last 4 years, we forest the trees the way they don't cut the and it is a shame to we now that now we get the environmental protection agency where we don't did before. But now for the very first time, we get Ministry of Environment. Then for the very first time, the Forestry Division, where we under agriculture, now it is under the Ministry of Environment. Then now for the very first time, the National Protected Area Authority, where I'm for protect the water catchment areas then, of which the Western Area Peninsula Forest, now one of the water catchment areas in the NPAA, National Protected Area Authority, now them get the mandate for protecting forest and this government where they presently. Me don't come in, they hire more than 500 more forest guards them, added to the about 100 women day. So which means people get adequate security around them places and they waiting they call value for money. Government they spend money every month for paying people here and all. When you go the depletion all over the country, all around, don't become worse than it was 4 or 5 years back. Go around the Guma Valley, the Guma area, wait till they talk. So let people in go learning. Go around the Mile 13 area. From number 2 to Toke, on the left-hand side, after the forestry compound, no Osnomi did it 4 years back. But go now from number 2 to Toke. If you know they can't pass 1,000 buildings, then they at least present time, where we get the Ministry of Environment, where we get the National Protected Area Authority, over 500 more forest guards, where we get the Forestry Division now under the Environment Ministry. Now the worst they happen. Kana the Regent Grafton Highway. Charlotte now the small village where we demarcate. Kana now the Regent Grafton Highway. That hill where they up to the mountain area and all them places. And they go see how them places they don't be depleted. Go up to the Congo Dam. So because of all them problems there, then dams here, so they drive very, very fast. When they drive very fast, they maybe release water. So they pipe. That is the suffering today. So the suffering, this water problem we get now due to negligence and wickedness by we people. But one thing I want people to know, Superman, it is not a threat. We get with national protected areas, then where them in don't demarcate, and that system they in England. So anybody where don't go, somebody go sell land you say you get documents, we get what they call the Land Rights Act of 1911. Where they tell you, say, any document we get 12 years before that same day, bring and come, let it look them. So any document we get, if they beyond 1899, any document we get after that same day, nobody not supposed to look at an illegal structure. And Ministry of Land, not the give land. I want to let people understand this. I repeat that back. Ministry of Land, not they give anybody land. Ministry of Lands, they sign you conveyance. When they tell you, say, the means and measures used to survey this particular property, it is correct. You can go survey the land because you have to continue for plant more trees. You can go survey land because you want to use as garden. You can go survey land because you want to use as for bill oats. You can go survey land because you want to use them for other forestry activities. You understand? When you go buy land, now the community people, either the headman or then one day they go gather the land and survey and now then signature the one they don't buy land where they listen to me. Una go back, una go look. Now I make the learner salon say where you buy land, not to me they sign away, me not to lawyer. Not to somebody they go buy pen 500 Leone can sign the conveyance. You for take her to a legal practitioner when I lawyer. Because they understand and they learn and study the constitution, now the responsibility for go look at the piece of land, go check for you now Roxy and tell you, say, hey, I'm not going to sign this conveyance because it is inside a forest reserve or this is a protected area and a government land, a government property and all. If that lawyer signed that you property, that you land and you, that paper you, it don't do wrong to you the day when they can't demolish the structure or they can't tell you, say, this land and I own. No waste your time for going to court, go sue anybody. Just go sue that lawyer then and don't do you wrong. Because now he failed for doing responsibility. This are the bring and come to people and for make we understand. And me always they advise people and say, waiting wrong, no do them. Because one day somebody go come we go do the right thing and you go get for suffer. I don't see in a various countries them including saloons. So this is now one of the problems we make with the suffer for what are presently na the country. Then the other thing again we make with the suffer. Every time Guma get for they do regular maintenance on them pipe. Then pipe sending a Guma don't do for the past 50, 60 years. Guma they do regular maintenance on them pipes and they because then go for they look them pipes them leaks and they make sure they take care of them. But I think due to the single treasury account, where you go pay your water bill, the money they go straight to NRA and government they use them for pay salary, government cash swap. Guma not get them standing money and all. If they need money, then go to the water resource ministry for develop pet from 1, pet from 2, then and go finance, go account and general before they get their money, then they don't take a very long time. So them particular repairs then they delay. So they find out a pipe and they leak, then go get for short one whole area down. Like 2 weeks ago, the one old Kingdom was shut down because of some of them problems here. So these are the problems that we will face. They cause the water crisis now in the country. We all know say the dam small, but wait till we get, we able to do the best of them. And some dam then they like the Congo Dam, I will tell you it gets a crack in the base. When that crack in the base only for the past 3 years, I've been going one time, I reported it. I reported it to Guma Valley. They have my letter. I did. Guma Valley not do anything. That crack really, it just tell a great bucket box under. You put water there, it leak, stay down. If the bucket is old, now up it leak from away, we should have that old lady left for leak, right? But the crack now under the dam it. So that is the thing about the water problem. On the other side, let's touch the light because the fear I want touching last because we get some technical things so people move. One for listening. The light problem, I will tell you now, people now import to the import light in a salon. We they say for let we support the industries them. No country better by importation. We local things them, we get for use them for make. With one, we provide jobs for the people. 2, government get revenue for them. 3, the job they provide for the people and the money they put in the hand and the local contractors them. Then they spend that within the country where they stimulate the economy. But presently, now import to the import light. People are going to ask how the import light. With the import light from Turkey. We get now Kingdom, we get 36 megahertz machine day. The machine they work. Always you need some servicing, overhauling and all. You go fire them up. You have 2-3 months, 1-2 months repair, you go fire them up. 36 megahertz. Blackall Road.
Mr. Daramy, before you go, so the Kingdom machine, that 36 megawatts, it's not working at the moment. It's not work right now.
Hey, Superman, they come. Superman, the workman down there at Kingdom for Egypt. Now, idler, they wait till they go now money. Now, draft and Ludo, then they play. They don't get no work. Now, draft and Ludo, then they play. Anybody want to challenge me, let go this tomorrow morning, they can't tell you the story. Draft and Ludo, they don't get work for you. Blackall Road, we get 15 megahertz machine day. we just need servicing and overhauling is shut down completely for the past 4 years. Go to ADAC. ADAC will give 16 megawatt electricity. And you ever work with ADAC to make able to tender electricity to the city. Then they use sugarcane. Then we don't sell the company ADAC to another company only Somba. Then they do cassava now. And one job they do the agriculture. We get sugarcane when they plant in Magbas. So make sure to when the Magbas people they harvest the sugarcane and process and then put the sugar juice out of the sugarcane. Then they sell all the sugarcane to ADAC. So ADAC can use them and then turbine. We mean their system is that because we know it's in a naming for them pump electricity to this. Presently, the machine at King Tom for the past 4 years, where this government can shut and down totally, you know, the work there. One small generator can.
So because that one they know the work, that machine they know the work na King Tom, EGTC not get no work, they not get no use because EGTC where them unbundle NPA, you get EGTC now then they generate electricity. Whilst EDSA now then they do the distribution. So EGTC now they're supposed to maintain all the machine in the. When they can shut all the machine in the, as they tell you, they know the work at all. They never put them on. The reason why I make APC Minka with car power ship, now I mean, we'll do a contract with car power ship for 1 year, during which the dry season, because of the pressure, we must not start Mumbuna phase 2. By the time Mumbuna phase 2 they done, we don't get Mumbuna phase 2 up and running, we done with the car power ship. APC car with our car power ship. APC, you know, one day use them, you know, one day give light under the APC. The first day they use them under the SLP. One day, you know, give lights. So what will happen now is, you don't do that, it is, you know, the work.
No, Mr. Daramy, before you go further,
say they negotiate a proper, then say negotiate a proper contract with the car power ship. But I agree, say they negotiate a proper contract than APC, as they say. But how come to negotiate a proper contract now? Electricity charge will be 3 times than what it was 4 years ago. Let anybody take electricity bill, we go buy top up 4 years ago, go buy top up tomorrow, juxtapose them, put them two together. Let's see, not about 300% increments on day. So now when you go pay your electricity bill, when they take that money, then pass on to the consolidated revenue fund. That money they every month, when they pay car power ship, then they pay them all that money there because now then they provide lights for we. And now in dollars, then they pay them as and they give them and they transfer the money straight to the accounts. Now Turkey. So now more pressure on we dollars. So now we money they go away. You don't provide job for the Turkish people. Then you don't provide job for the Turkish businessman or business company. Then at the end of the day, that particular ship, they know they buy fuel in a salon. Then get their own ship the way they count the fuel. Can't lodge them for them now the ship day. Where they count that fuel day, they know they pay tax to salon government. They know they pay all the charges them. Now other person, other Turkish person, and get that business, they're not a Sierra Leonean. So at the end of the day, all the things and they count on we import. Because now import to the import electricity. And the main reason why I make come join Spanish West African power pool, I see people in the jump up and down. I do look at people them. I say, what a stupid people. Sorry to use that word. The reason why I make we join West African power pool, now been because we for Mumuna phase 2 forget about 300 megawatts more. So when the season come, we use Mumuna phase 1, Mumuna phase 2, the machine. With a pump light, we sell lights to other countries them. Now Africa, now West Africa. We get them money, then they'll get the revenue, then they don't provide jobs for people. Then. During the dries, when then dam, then they go down. We use King Tom and Bakarr Road, then we can buy some lights from them people. And so we they sell to them, then we buy from them. So if you watch them, even if we don't make profit to the break even, but we don't want to phase 2 in capacity. We for they sell more than we do for they buy. But if we boom on phase 2, this government can then condemn them, then cancel them, then stop them, it not happen. So what thing for happen? The same thing they go through with the car power ship. Now the same thing go through with the West African power pool energy. They go for the supply we like to take money with the better other countries in Africa. We left with poor because we know the generator produce electricity in our country. When we get the ability and the capacity for do one. So that's not the problem with the electricity part. And the other side is with the West African power pool, they're supposed to change a lot of them cables. I will tell you, say the cable will come on from Bo to Kenema. That power line, It get 148 patch them panel. The head man will shock us. I be almost patch them on that cable. And the gauge of the cable very small. It's a 33 gauge. They're supposed to buy a 66 gauge cable, way thicker, we go transmit a lot of current, a lot of energy, faster, and the new cable them no go get cut once it's thicker and no go the cut so breeze no put down. So the problem Obo and Kenema they get now one of them problem and this now the government trade they say now them people and they want they do such wickedness to them people. Going along the Njala road, the cable they go put today, the pole they go put today, they refuse to use the standard pole, then go get an Indian company where they now so we're not IT company, we're not too savvy in them particular thing. Then go buy pole them from Myro Forestry, one forestry company where they now mile 91, where then they plant eucalyptus trees, they when a fast growing trees, they within 2-3 years they don't grow. Now then they go put 20 breeze they blow them down the forum. That's the one they along that Jala road. Then go explain what they tell you. We know, I know. So this now the problem will get with electricity. And now with the car power ship, me don't know whether na broke down the machine broke down on a parts they need for that machine. The way we know say if they need parts, they will bring and come very, very fast and all. On a money they not get, they not pay them people. Yeah. All the time they can get problem with them people and then a payments and problem and they get. Them people and they in country with the engineers them and everything. So I don't feel say na engineering problem. So if they get for pay, they let go pay the people they pay. So they pay like me. So that's not the problem na the energy side. King Tom, Bakarr Road, they know they generate no current. The machines are there, the workers are there, where they sabi do waiting them for do and all the other things them, then thing and they know they work. And with dollar now with the key every day to the company, so the Turkish company, they put more burden, more pressure on the foreign currency in this country, where they add for balance of trade as a deficit every year. Now I will come to the field, Superman.
Yes, Mr. Daramy, before you come to the field, this light here, so because remember I said the Bakarr machine, it not be too long where we go, they're go fix that Bakarr machine. So I cannot see the sense behind when they just left animal light pool, because if the machine then gets more problem, then decide not for repair, I'm just talking and I said the machine will then go just the pool and now not get no reserve. So whenever there's problem with the power machine or whatever, then this sort of problems emerge. I mean, what's that the reason behind say, man, just forget about the Kinton machine, forget about the Bakarr machine, just shut them down and that is it. What's that the reason behind that? Did they give any explanation? What are the explanation from government to your side why they do that?
Well, the problem with the machine, the problem with the machine when this government come, they say now a company called Agreco. Now then they do that particular job there. Just a second. Just 1 minute. Then say a company, Agreco, now then they do that particular job there. Then say the contract will then sign with them. Who from which I read might not be true, might be true. Then say APC people they hand up on that contract. Then shut them down, just like what in this government don't do. All of that in there. Say then they go find real investor. But I think say the real investor they wouldn't go find them. Mama they not born there. So they get for born them and grow them big for that they will do business. So they're still waiting on them. Up till now, they're never get anybody for car on them. That is the problem. So the machine is just there, just like that. They know they work. Nothing they happen to them. And that's not the problem we'll get with electricity in this country.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get Mr. Bakarr Daramy on the platform. I mean, what did I explain to yourself no more first now? And I open as I be telling now, Mr. Bakarr Daramy also they do thorough research and bring down the facts. So we bring down the awareness of what they happen. So we say know what they go on. And as you don't begin, so you don't tell about the water business first. Now you don't tell about the light business. Just imagine, company be able to one name machine, the machine at Kinton at 30-something megawatts. So now big machine. Now government don't let them, let them like I did so. You know, it is really shocking. But again, Mr. Daramy, now we go on the field side. At least family really they follow what they talk. So don't go on the field side. Because if the field don't go up, we again say they go to 15,000, but the shortage again. Then there's somebody come to America will call me say, "Bo, I don't even give over this man go buy 20,000." Then still never get fear. And this is really they bug people, they really bug business. It's so many things. Then waiting, I mean, government will say, or people will say, oh, well, fear long go up like the one market, what we all know, so on and so forth. Maybe you're going to explain to we in detail about what's happening with this fear business.
First of all, fuel will still get shortage first in Africa. Diesel no day. Now, Koya come out and go on campaign for we buy election get paid Saturday. I use my Land Cruiser for a couple of days now. Diesel no day in the country. The other day I go to EcoBank. EcoBank hot. Lights no DD. They no get diesel for run the generator. Lights no day, diesel no day. Plenty offices here around town. Go and check. They no get fuel for run the machines, and so they are shut down. It's sad. The fuel crisis, yes. The fact that government and other people in the state, the fuel price will go up because of the war now Ukraine and Russia, between Ukraine and Russia. Now that makes the fuel price will go up. Yes, not true. They're not to lie. That's the fact. Not true. But one thing I want to tell people then is that fuel price in 2014, when I go back and do the research, when I check with the world price statistics for the past 20 years, always tell it on understand it. Fuel price in 2014 was $106 a barrel. In 2014, at that time in 2016, at that time they fuel na 6,000 leones na saloon, right? When they raised fuel price to 12,000, fuel will just go $104 a barrel. So why fuel will be $106 a barrel? It was 6,000 leones a liter. Then they ate at $104 a barrel. Una can make $12 a liter. So then they say there's some yuki inside. Now I make the other day advise the president. I tell I call the people who in our petroleum regulatory agency before. Let's call the people who in our Ministry of Trade before. Men and show on the pricing formula. Waiting the inside, waiting up for the inside. The things they when they charge me from the fuel where they come. When I will be sad for we the Sierra Leoneans. How can you charge me demurrage for the pricing formula where all fuel company, whether it's MP, whether it's APP, they all get their own private jetty. Ship near the way to other ship name. They get their own private jetty. No two ship name come at the same time. They wait me. How about a pricing formula? Then they go charge storage, $2 to $5 storage per ton. When a government getting storage a day, how? Other charges and the environmental charges and plenty other charges. So then Tiana they make fuel price when a $104 a barrel. The fuel price to 12,000, as opposed to 2014, 2016, where fuel at the $107, it was 6,000 a liter. In 2008, 2009, fuel reached to the highest. Fuel go $145 a barrel. At that time, fuel I mean 3,750 leones a liter. Not alone. Una go back and check. So if you go $145 a barrel, the price was there. Why now when fuel come to that price, they not put it on? And mind you, when the fuel go to $118, now they AC fuel to 15,000. But a couple of days ago, fuel go down to $100 a barrel. Government don't come back and reduce the price on the people. What's a wickedness? So when you look at them, what thing I will explain, you know, this is not simple economics. Let me tell the president, I'll send message to him. I say, things as if your economists and they don't understand the factors of demand and supply. And they don't understand the product when they call fuel that's a composite product. Fuel being a composite product, what they mean? And it gets a correlational effect to all the goods then. The one left fuel be $1.10. I will tell you, fuel will never stay $1.10 in Sierra Leone. I don't care what kind of magic you pull. For example, when fuel now be 8,000, right? The dollar now be 930,000 leones. Government come, the empty fuel go to 10,000. Once you empty fuel go to 10,000, rice price will go up, gari price will go up, sugar price will go up, transport price will go up, milk price will go up, ogri price will go up, yabas price will go up. When see they all move, wait till they happen. The dollar theft, they move. The valuation of our currency, they happen. So the dollar for move. So if they move the fuel go to 10,000, In no time, the dollar come, it pass 10,000, it pass 1 million for $100. It go up, it go mass break at 1,150,000. Right? As it done the other day, I explained this again at television to people and for me to understand. I sent a message to the president. I said, don't make mistake for move the price of fuel up. Because at the end of the day, that person they pay, let me say, minimum with 600,000. Friday, if they buy 20 items, which is 600,000. Now in 600,000, we HL to 10,000. If they buy 14 items, now we pay long go to 15,000. In 600,000, now they buy 8 items. Like before, if they pay 600,000, as the president say, rest have been 200,000. We mean, they put rest price from agriculture ministry. The last rest price was put 175,000 leons a bag. With 600,000, you go buy one bag rest. You get 250,000, you go return top for top money, get small to the left now. Now if they pay 600,000, wait till buy one bag rest, 520,000, wait till left. By the time you pay Keke Okada for Kera rest, you use nothing left now. So I advise the president that if you leave fuel price go up, people then go ask for increase in salary because the value for money don't depreciate. Because the 600,000 them you get, they not so 600,000 value you get now. So if you do have people then go ask for increase, and if you go for go increase people in salary, the small change they get up and the fuel, it not do stuff for add and people in salary. At the end of the day, the private sector go coming. If this man gets tax his staff now in place, the private sector, you want can push minimum wage go up for make it higher, for make increase her salary from 600,000 to 800,000. That person no go do them. At the end of the day, waiting to happen. Unemployment they kicking. It go lay 10 workers, it keep the 20, then 20 and they ask more money for them. Then after that, they ask them for do much more of the job way that 30 people mean they do. So waiting at the time for explain is that once the fuel price go up, when they move on to 12,000, I advise dollar media 1,150,000. Once they move on to 12,000, I say, oh, the dollar get for falla. In less than 3-4 days, dollar don't go 1,250,000.
Wow.
So it still not be $1.10 again. Because when you move on to 12,000, dollar will be 1,100,000. So the fuel is supposed to the dollar can become $1.08 or $1.07. But in a couple of days, the dollar can pass the 12,000 mark. That money when I be $1.10 in value, it become 93 cents in value. So they not get calls and therefore move the fuel back to 15,000. I advise don't move it to 15,000. When I do 15,000, the dollar they can meet the leons back. They count the leons back up to 15,000. And as of yesterday, dollar now 1,300,000. We don't move on to 15,000. So by the time you make up the next 1 month or 2 months, the $2 don't be 1.5 million to 1.5 million 50. So the economy, they receive that shock. When they receive that shock, the dollar they move the currency, the value. So now that way they will run after the fear. We go before Ukechami. We go before Ukechami. Around the level for not take them before this year they done. Dollar go to reach 2 million for $100. I don't know why. I don't know how. But I think the economy they don't fail the president. That's how I would say it clearly with no hesitation.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bakarr Daramy. Family today we get Mr. Bakarr Daramy. When they painstakingly they taking time, they explain to we in short way. I like that Mamina Maki said they understand. And as they talk some of the dollar and say don't go 1,300,000 for $100. Don't forget, so this 4 years ago or so, I think the dollar was just 750,000 or so for $100. You see? So can you imagine how much percentage? It almost doubled. This is it see the kind of impact it will get by the people. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this are the then and now media empire, the all of the conversation. Tomorrow, don't forget 9 p.m. Mr. Prince Emil Koma. Also, don't forget one monologue program. We go look at some of the issues there so in detail. But today we get Mr. Bakarr Daramy, what we really appreciate for getting at the platform today because it articulates the issues. It explains them to we in a manner where they understand them in detail. All the nitty-gritty, waiting the happen. 3 things them what we talk about: the water, the light business, and we don't end up at the fear. We see the ramification where this gets for people. It's not easy. Ladies and gentlemen, as I tell you so, I can tell you categorically say Yesterday, people they tell me, say, people in the Waka from Eastern Police all the way to Wellington. Because first of all, transport will be there, and the transport there is so expensive, people are not able to afford them. Mr. Bakarr Daramy, and again, all of these things we don't explain so in terms of water, in terms of even the lights, but more over the fuel, where people say intertwined with so many other things in the country. How this don't impact more the people in the salon in terms of the bread and butter issue? Because we always keep talking about the bread and butter issue now, so because we believe say it is very paramount. You know, government for taking it very serious because economic issue and security issue as well. Like when they always say, they say an hungry man is an angry man. So what's that the impact lately, considering this fuel business to the people in Sierra Leone?
Well, I'll tell you, say presently, because of this fuel crisis, a lot of things can run up. You're gonna market now, Maggi, 1 gram Maggi na 1,000 euros. 1 gram Maggi na 1,000 euros. Yabas na 1,000 euros for one. Bread don't go up. Then packet bread when I mean 5,000 euros, so they now na 10,000 euros. Rest don't go up. Rest is 500,000, so rest and then 520. Flour, watch check flour price yesterday. Flour don't go to 450,000 leons a bag. Oil don't go to 485,000 leons for the 5 gallon. And oil price move up within the last 3 months. Oil now be 185,000 leons about 3-4 years ago for 5 gallons. Supermed, I mean they pull prices for commodities. I know what it is. Everything they skyrocket, transportation don't go up, and transport not even there. People in the Waka, just as they say, it's not easy on the people, it's not easy on the people. You know, everything they go up. So just imagine that person where they will be 1 million. Now if you give picking 10,000 leons for transport for go school, you have to increase that transport now to 20,000 leons because the transport don't go up and the lunch for the picking don't go up. Mind you, not to fear no more go up. We don't think I see somebody, then they argue with the Okada rider. And I can't argue with the Okada. I say not to fear no more go up. I say them buy here today, they sell them 3 million, 4 million. Right now, them buy here so now 12 million, 14 million. So the cost of the Okada, first step of income don't go up. The cost of the engine oil, whether they put by the Okada don't go up. So the cost of the fuel don't go up. And this Okada man, Friday in the morning, they go buy 2,000 leon kukri. Then afternoon, they buy 2,000 leon kukri for able for ride they eat. Right now, for able for see 10,000 leon kukri, now half one, you know the fear. So you for 10,000 leon kukri in the morning, 10,000 leon kukri back in the afternoon. So you get to put all around the pine cost. Then mind you, you get both way they work for. So at the end of the day, person will wake up for short. That man will come out to Okada in Kekena Street for can look with face level. If you come for run, let's say get small thing and you go for go take care of your family. Taxi driver they come on a street for their campus because you know blank stick constantly. For that driver they run campus because you know blank stick is road. And money come make. So at the end of the day, even the transportation or go upline, all them destination them price don't add by 15,000-20,000. You know, so it is sad. And at the end of the day, if the government not get the understanding for put some money down and subsidize fuel, then them continue for they move the prices up on fuel. Now problem, when they already they make example of their country the way work. Guinea where the next door, from where Alpha Conde day, say Mamadi Doumbouya, Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya don't can take power too. Over 2 years now or 3, Guinea price now the same, now 10,000 euros per liter. Even when this Ukraine, they make like say, now we know Ukraine the most. You understand? They make like say now Ukraine no more who they buy fuel from Russia. Other countries, the way they say they go through the same thing. But because the government are responsible and then they think about them people, they don't raise the prices up. Guinea the same thing. Look country like Barbados, their price now go down. Look other country like Gambia, them price still keep the same. Fuck other country them. They understand say it's a crisis. But what think government can do, some of the charges they will get, they get the higher taxes. You tax 15%, you go tax further 15% when they get shop the law. Reduce some of the taxes for them particular products here so. When you reduce them taxes or you pull them first, when the crisis done, because not say Ukraine, Russia, them first, you go up, they go down this now. When the prices can come, they call them sanctions and give Russia, then they pull all back. That's tell people, and then they pull all. The world cannot live now without Russia. That day we don't see them clearly. And some of the Western presidents here, they don't have lost their office with them. Because they're fashioning sanctions and then the economies and they go bad. Then people then they jump on them. Then they vote against them. So we know that they don't. So responsible government, you will come in, you cushion them problems and then you people they not feel and you take the hits on one side. Then at the end of the day, you can come back and can recover. But the problem make young government able to, our government not get money. If they not do them here, so they're not able to pay salary at the end of the month. They don't take overdraft from them with commercial bank. Boku. If una want believe what they say or una not believe, una go to Ministry of Finance, the website, Talo Ministry of Finance, the website. You the how much money they borrow from ways and means. When I mean ways and means, money that they take from assets, or they take from their banks and this. Una go there now. Now I see the figures of them. Then you can't tell me back if na lie or lie. All waiting I tell you with facts and figures. Then I know exactly what will happen. You know,
okay,
so now some of the problems and where we don't make it.
And again, thank you very much, Mr. Bakarr Daramy. Ladies and gentlemen, I make us say, Mr. Bakarr Daramy is one of the persons where they do thorough research. Online time, they give references then. And no other people always they get the argument say, oh, England, the price don't go up, America, the price don't go up, so on and so forth. But if you don't give me a simple example, Guinea, now we never win country. For the past almost years, they don't fail at 10,000, it remains 10,000. And you don't tell we say about 2014 and 16 bar, fuel, and they go up to $106 per barrel. We they sell fuel still in a salon, 6,000. So now $104 per barrel, how comes to a sell 12 to 15,000? It's all relevant. I mean, I don't say people have always going to put this thing for politics, oh, this why this. But I believe, Mr. Daramy, the explanation you don't give in so today. It is very thorough, it is very detailed. We learn from move say it is not about political parties, support this, support that one day. It is about Sierra Leone, who the Sierra Leoneans are, who they suffer. And again, Mr. Bakarr Daramy will tell you thank you plenty for. I mean, like me, I don't learn plenty. I believe say most of the viewers and more get so right now. I see people all the way from the Middle East, Kuwait. Thank you very much for joining me. I see people in Canada. Thank you plenty for joining me. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe so. Una say don't follow the discussion. Una don't follow what Mr. Daramy talk, and it makes so much sense. And you see how everything correlates, how the dollar just go up no more. From 720 in 4 years' time, now 1.3 million. It's almost done double. That kind of inflation, it cannot be, sustainable. The kind of inflation they see in America, then Western world, and then 5%, 6%. Who they talk about 100 and something percent. Whilst people their income stagnate. So that comparison is a very weak comparison, ladies and gentlemen. We know we left, we know we talk for the interest of the country. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Daramy.
I will tell you again. I will use something again. We're shocking. Where I would say the economists, the way they around the president now. I have no respect for them, and I will tell you, see certain things, and they just don't understand it, or they are just mere wickedness. You understand? The dollar, I mean, about 1,150,000. When you compare them to 4 years ago, with the dollar, I mean, 720,000. You calculate that in percentage. It's about 40 to 45% increase in the currency, in the dollar. So when they tell you, see, if any product get for go up in terms of cost, definitely because now dollar will be used for trade and for buying them products and they're supposed to match up with the dollar because even the cost of insurance and freight with CIF when they charge on the product them now on the dollar. So if the dollar go up by 45%, which means all the inflation and the prices on them products and the way they come in country, they're supposed to carry a 40 to 45% markup margin. Well, I mean, the price will go up by 40-45%, maximum 50%, right? But we still see rest come up from 170,000. Rest run go up straight to 500,000, which is about 150% increase. Where the dollar only don't be increased by 45%. We see where that one for bring problem come. The government step in, then push the traders them, Then draw rest price can go back to 350,000 leons, which is about 80 to 90% increase. Waiting that they get for tell you. That tell you say, when them people in the double their price go up, then get certain people within certain quarters within the give them money then they. Right? When
Absolutely.
cement from 41,000, cement run go up to 120,000 leons, which is about 200% increment, where the dollar only don't go up by 40-45%. When the Allah, they say you want to bring problem Canada the country, then go push the cement guys in, then bring cement back to 100,000. Where 100,000, it's about 100 and it was about 130% increment. So why the trader them, the importer them for agree for push the price come down more. So when the Jackson price when they go up, the extra money then who is there in the ministry and the government that is keeping that money? That is another question for investigation.
That's a very good question. Very good question.
We come to oil. Oil now be 185,000 leons for 5 gallon oil. Now oil now 485,000 leons, 200% increment. And now we get a company we name Paddy, we say that they come with oil inside the country, the raw. Now yeah, then they can produce them. When they make them tax now at 30 instead of 15%, they don't can down about 2 or 3% in the pay. We mean say the price will go down. I'm not saying the one they only pan Paddy products, the Libanese, the one they only pan this, they all have the cost. But trust me, I have all the details. So why the cost for go for 185,000? Who don't have them people and they will see money then they? Who don't have the one and do they get them team and they? Then we go back and ask the question. Is this government here for the people or then they there for themselves? When inflation go up?
Very good question. Very good question, Mr. Daramy. Because the question somebody
inflation and the beat the ban. You understand? Inflation and the beat the ban and they before pandemic pass. I the beat the ban they go, all products then they be and they work a follower. As they go, then they follow. But me and me they beat the ban. Una don't go reach pom me they behind there. How come? How that for me? That word with man he say you put the cart before the horse. How that carriage you go before? That's exactly what is happening with all those products. Check back, Superman. The thing they waiting a salon, when the products they waiting a salon, when I hear with the produce there, like then cassada, then gari, then petete, mango, this, that, black tumbler, then price they don't go up. But I swear to God, compare them 4 years ago to now, then price will only go up by 30, 40, 50%. Then products in the importing country, check all of them, none of them not doing price, not don't go up more than 100%. From your bath to oil to Maggi to rest to sugar, you check them. Come on, Superman, we are not stupid. We are not stupid. Some of them put through school and we know me the check and we don't have them school and we learn book. We are not stupid.
Absolutely. And again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll get Mr. Bakarr Daramy and we'll tell and thank you plenty because Mr. Bakarr Daramy is a bit explaining here in detail. Anybody one day in denial, you one day in denial. But Mr. Daramy, they explain that to you and they cut the figure from figure to figure in a thorough detailed analysis. We very much appreciate for getting on the platform today. Thank you very much, Mr. Daramy. And again, as we refer for time up now because no one taking time too long, we want to go now into the upcoming elections that are going to happen 2023. We also going to forget local council elections and parliamentary elections and presidential elections as well 2023. Many Sierra Leoneans they may worry because what they see recently plenty by elections them where one open one where they see the one that constituency 110 when they see people already in government broaden lights then go in and damage property and ballot material in box system. Nothing will happen to them. And again, we're not the one where we take place at Tokonibal and keep posting it all. So people are worried, thinking, say, wait, so even a small by election, look the kind of what they see. What about the main general election for Canal? What's are your assessments and what's are your advice to Sierra Leoneans? Okay, we don't lost Mr. Daramy, but we'll join you back very soon. But again, this is a very important something why they bring come up. So, you know, so on this platform, we always stand for the interest of Sierra Leone. We always talk for Salone in interest, not for me, not for you, now for we all interest. And the upcoming elections, people are worried. Like where they say no more, we don't see by election. Ordinary by election for council. We see where ordinary election for yes, Mr. Daramy, again. What thing I hope say he gets me earlier on here.
Now I cut off inside you talk about the elections, about the 110 elections.
Yes. I'm just to give example. I say Sierra Leoneans up and down the country and at the diaspora, they're very worried about the upcoming elections, 2023, where we get all the elections, local council, parliamentary, presidential elections. But the example of what we don't see lately, they're not very encouraging in terms of 110, in terms of Tom calling back. When for ordinary council seats, they go kill one body all. And some people are very worried. So it's like your assessment for the upcoming election there also, and also what's like your advice to government and to Sierra Leoneans in general about the election that already comes to 2023.
Well, in 2023, the elections will happen in June 24, 2023. Registration will start September 3rd to October in 2023. The only advice I get for government, when I just patient, when I continue in governance up to January 24, 2023, definitely the APC will win the elections, SLP they lost, then let them just hand over peacefully and move out because they don't be so unfair and wicked to the Sierra Leonean people. They're unable for govern, they don't just say they're unable for govern, they don't respect the rule of law, they don't respect the human beings of this country, the citizens of Sierra Leone and all, so they are not fit for government, this particular administration. We don't see by-elections in the happen. We don't see fighting. We don't see intimidation. And because of one of them by-elections in the constituency 110 by-elections will happen. We don't happen 3 times where we candidate now the APC for defeat or beat the candidate from SLP 3 consecutive times. I mean, hat-trick. And because of that, another candidate in constituency 110, Josephine Jackson, now I'm into the meetup now NASID done by government WAF. Me go for my own business and go call police and point me and make the arrest me that day. Can me go for them barrel for 11 months. I will never forget that. It's not a beautiful thing. It's not everything. With that particular thing that they for them barrel that shooting happened April 29, where it's not to God. Sometimes there was a tendency for make anything happen to me, but thanks to God and thanks to all on our blessings and on our prayers, then we saved me because of that one election. But that one did not stop me for participating in APC election. Hell to the no. I am a Sierra Leonean, I'm APC through and through. And the reason make I late for come on this program was Umide Koya today, the campaign day, they do the rally and all other things, tell me house to house campaign for these elections on Saturday. Now that make our late a little bit and we run for home for can do this program. And we get another election. Now Kaila on our constituency 05 and definitely I'll get for left back for we get on Saturday. I will tell you that the people of this country, they fired up. And once you get today, the consortium of all progressive political parties, where they don't come together, say we form a consortium and get together for move this barbaric government or this incompetent government out of power, for make we get people them of like mind for come together and push this country go before. Them indeed represented by Dr. Dennis Wright. They made their statement and we all did the campaign, they talked to the people, them and all. Then they show you about unity. Then they show you togetherness. And the most beautiful thing again we happened today with people and we shocked them all them. The candidate, Issa Oyi, they on top of the pickup van with 3 giants of the APC. On the left flank, on the left-hand side, they get Chief Alhaji Samusmana. On the right hand, they get Dr. Samura Kamara. Then with them, they get Honorable Cherry Koko. Now they all forcing up on top of that vehicle. They campaign to the people today. I always can tell you, Superman say APC will get tired. But power, not so possible, but the way you sleep, you wake up, you calm. Power will get for fetch, will get for push yourself, will get for pull yourself. At the end of the day, when you hear, you know, they don't strong like can for faith. Any political party for defeat them for make we take governance. Not to him then go thing. So power don't get no. Would I get for be with flag there? You not just get for get them quietly or let's say now Hosanna then they can't sing for you. Hell to the no. You get to go through the ridicules of politics. You get to face the crucifix of politics. And you get to be very, very hard and strong for go through that. So we campaign and all, and we see the by-elections now in Adugu. Whether one day I see this government here to trust me, I make us say, sometimes I feel pity for President Bill. Some of your advisors is now me and only they stack it and they lock it up. How international people in the in country, then couple of days, a big team therefore enter this country, when I go put a kind of chaos for the elections now in Adugu. If you people enable campaign and win in Adugu, so be it. Let them lose it. They are not competent. Let them know they go live for you say, now they get the area and they. But should they lost council elections, then go try for forcefully overturn them, forgetting that to get people away, very competent, very smart, educated people, and way far than their own team. We always know what they do, getting RRF forms, getting everything put together. And definitely they were exposed. And then international people in coming country, coming to kind of thing, which was a big embarrassment and disgrace to the sitting government. I make a say advice of them. For that advice, so maybe I'm make clear moves. But we got not ready for it. I said to God, now Satan intends to put for you. Full and stupidity now you put for you. So now that happened. And I will tell you that registration they start 2023 elections. So don't forget about something over 11,000 polling stations all over the country. So I like to take one policeman, put on every polling station, you know enough. And nobody is afraid, no intimidation. Nobody is afraid of anything. Waiting get for happen, it happen. But elections happen, people then they vote, then go count everybody and vote. At the end of the day, the party where they win and the party where they win go become president and we move. Period. And definitely the party and the party will get for win now APC. And
okay, Mr. Abubakar. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bakarr Daramy. On that pointed note, I want to tell all thank you plenty. I want to remind you, say, don't forget to tomorrow, Mr. Prince Emilko Mage for day in a monologue. We get for look at some of these issues in detail. Today, we don't get a fine Sierra Leonean, an eloquent Sierra Leonean. A Sierra Leonean, we not just they talk no more, they do thorough research. When Mr. Bakarr Daramy, I'm not able to read all the text and the form, but plenty text. All man, they tell you thank you. They tell you thank you because they don't learn plenty things. And me so they talk to you, so I don't learn plenty things. Moreover, the influence when you tell we say 2014-16, fuel per barrel be $106 per barrel. When fuel be go up at the world market, but yet still Salome they sell fuel 6,000 leones. So now when fuel go $104 per barrel, we go up to 12,000 leones. So I mean, maybe people don't forget. But I make us say we're very grateful today we get Mr. Daramy na the platform because Mr. Daramy is like a walking encyclopedia. It gets all the history there, so it carpets and then they forget for remind Sierra Leoneans. And we're very grateful because sometimes there's some fucking forget them here. So Mr. Daramy again once more for close the program. I want you the last 2 minutes for tell Fabula and thank you and you know give them the last message in terms of maybe one of these days we'll bring you come back for help with like set some of them topic. I've got the topic and plenty things. No people plenty arguing on social media. We're really not to them fault, but they don't know the facts. And people that could also need for the come and explain, let people learn a lot. Not to say because education what they learn every day. And thank you, Mr. Daramy. Over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you to all the listeners and the viewers them. So me take go learn from one. I mean, I also know the care for that. And I make sure I take about 30 minutes each and every day. I should read a book. I will read something, whether an economic something, whether a novel. I read each and every day. I do research and everything. So one thing I do don't be the strength and all. And one thing I want for big do way day overseas. Talk to people them for make the register. I mean, even if they don't make their mind for this political party, then they vote for. But when the registration starts September 4th, may they register. We do oversee able for come make the registration. Please, come, let me register. And at the end of the day, you know one music I enjoy for listening now, I let people listen to. I let people listen to Emerson in music. Yesterday, better past today. You go understand the words them very much. And after that, you read Bunku Boss per matches. And the Munku don't boss per matches now. Trust me, if not playing them, if I don't buy them, because then traveling now, don't spend money on them. At least if the mommy turn pilot, if the papa turn pilot, the mommy for don't turn here out there. I swear to God, we don't save a lot of money. If I post non travel over 150 times, I think it's plenty money than this. So I will come from time to time for me to talk to and all, but I love his support. Let we love with country name Salon. I know see plenty of una video overseas, not get the chance. No one for there for let we all contribute. But unable now. Some of we don't do overseas before. I'm in America for 14 years. I don't come Salon. I don't do my house now since 2012. We all they push for let this country go before. And a one great country we get. We don't want no respect. We don't want intimidation. We don't want anything on these particular elections where they come. And some of we don't suffer. But waiting we don't suffer. We don't want let other people then go through them. So because of them things, and we want a better Sierra Leone and Salon way, we go able for day and enjoy and left for we in them tomorrow. So they appeal to us. For make we register, let we talk to the people and una self with the under una support to people in our villages, in our towns, talk to them for let them self register, let we go get a better Sierra Leone, let we move this country as we go before. Thank you very much.
Okay, then thank you very much, Mr. Bakarr Daramy. And again, I want to tell people and thank you plenty on the platform. I'm not able to read some of my messages and because of time, but we appreciate your messages. Most of the messages and they tell Mr. Daramy, thank you plenty because of the wonderful job we done. The last one we come up from Madam Zainab Sharif Bangu. I say, well done, Mr. Daramy, for articulating so well. We need to see more of you, my brother. They need to see more often. And again, Mr. Daramy don't promise to say they come most of the time and they explain to we most of the issue they are where we get doubts by way, plenty arguments in there, plenty, and now we don't see by the field side, we don't talk about and it's really fantastic. And again, we tell you thank you, Mr. Bakarr Daramy and Famulem, and they tell you all thank you. Now don't forget tomorrow 9 p.m. Mr. Prince Emil Koma will get a monologue where we can look in detail in terms of politics in Sierra Leone. Well, thank you very much. God bless you now and God bless you, beautiful country Sierra Leone. Thank you.
Thank you very much.